Hey everyone! So I want to take a few minutes to explain what you need to do to complete Week 2 Assignment 1 on topic sentences. There are quite a few parts to this assignment, so I want to make sure you understand how to, what you're supposed to do in each of the parts. First things first though, in order for this assignment to be a little easier for you, it would be a really good idea to make sure you've gone through the lessons in the Week 2 module. The Week 2 module is all about the basics of writing a paragraph. So looking at the focus of a paragraph and how to create a topic sentence that shows that focus, how to support your paragraph with good examples and explanation and main ideas. That's what we're going to be working with in the assignments this week. So make sure you've gone through the PowerPoints, maybe, watch the videos, or at least listen to them in the background. But that will make this assignment much easier and quicker to get through. The other thing you want to know is that this assignment is a text submission. So you're going to be typing your answers straight into the text box. The easiest way to do this, and I have it in the written instructions as well, is to take everything in the assignment from part 1 all the way to the end, copy all of it, highlight it, copy it, and then paste it into the text box. And then you can go into the text box and mark your answers. If you have a hard time with the copying and pasting, especially depending on what kind of device you're using, you can simply type in your answers in the text box. Just make sure you're numbering everything accordingly so I know what answers go with what. You'll just have to scroll back up to see the questions as you go. The easiest way though, like I said, is to copy and paste it and then mark your answers. But let's get to what you have to do for the assignment. So there are 4 parts to this. Part 1 is all about figuring out, identifying what the point is of a paragraph versus what the supporting ideas are for a paragraph. So you have 3 groups of sentences in part 1. And you want to think of each group like it's a very small paragraph. So for number 1, there's only 3 sentences in that group, but still think of it like a really small paragraph. So we have learned in week 2 that every paragraph has a main point, a focus. And then all the rest of the sentences, because that point, that focus, is explained in the topic sentence, the very first sentence of the paragraph. And then the paragraph also has all the rest of the sentences that are the support for that point. So what you're trying to do for each set here in part 1 is figure out out of that group of sentences which sentence tells us the overall main point of that set. And then the other remaining sentences should then indicate that they are the supporting examples for that point. So whichever sentence you think is the main point of that set, you're going to write the letter P next to that sentence. The sentences that are the supporting ideas will get an S next to them. There's only one point in each set, right? Because a paragraph only has one main point. So there should only be one sentence marked with the letter P in each group. The other sentences in each group should have the S next to them because they should all be the supporting ideas for that point. So it's good to know that there's only one P, but make sure that you are identifying the correct sentence as the main point. But you'll do that for all 3 sets. For part 2, we're looking more at the supporting examples. We have learned in week 2 that a good paragraph is supported with specific and adequate examples. So specific rather than vague. You want to offer specific wording, specific ideas, specific examples rather than just giving a very vague explanation of things. So what we have here in part 2 is we have paragraphs. We are given the point. We know what the topic sentence is. And then for each of those topic sentences, for each point, we're given two versions of what the rest of the paragraph would look like. And your job is to figure out which version is giving us the specific support that we want, and which version is only giving us very vague and general support. The version that's giving us specific examples, you're going to put an S next to it. The version that's giving us really vague examples, you're going to put an X next to it. An X is in like, no, that's not what we want. So for number one, we know the point of this paragraph, the topic sentence, is Professor DeMarco is an excellent teacher. And then you have version A of what the rest of that paragraph would look like, or version B of what the rest of that paragraph can look like. Out of A and B, which one is giving us the most specific examples? Put an S next to it. Which one is giving us only vague examples? Put an X next to it. Right? You'll do that for 2 and 3 as well. In part 3, we're going back to looking at just the topic sentences. So in part 3, you have 3 paragraphs. 1, 2, and 3. Each of those paragraphs is missing its topic sentence. Remember, the topic sentence is the one that tells us exactly what that paragraph is about. It tells us the focused main point of that paragraph. But these paragraphs are missing that topic sentence. Underneath each paragraph, though, you'll be given 4 options to choose from in order to put in that topic sentence, to supply the topic sentence. So for paragraph 1, we know that the paragraph is about a spring-fed pool, but it doesn't have its topic sentence. You'll read the rest of the paragraph and then look at the options underneath, A, B, C, and D. And out of those 4 options, which one do you think makes the best topic sentence for that paragraph? Then you'll highlight it or underline it, or write the letter up on the line. Just identify your answer in some way. You'll do the same for paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. Part 4 is very similar to part 3. We still have paragraphs that are missing their topic sentences, but now you don't have any options to choose from. You have to create the topic sentence. So you have to read each paragraph and really try to understand what the focused main point is of that paragraph, and then write a topic sentence that tells us that, that could go at the very beginning of that paragraph to let the reader know what that focus is. So you'll do that with numbers 1 and 2. Do your best, okay? If you complete the assignment, if you put in the effort, you will get full points for it. I will then look it over, and I will tell you in my feedback what you did well on or where you might have missed the mark and need a little more work at. This is a great opportunity, though, for you to practice those basic paragraph writing skills, because in weeks 5 and 6, you're going to have 2 formal writing assignments that actually do get graded. And each one is a paragraph. So in week 5, writing assignment 1, evaluation paragraph, you have to write a well-developed evaluation paragraph. In week 6, you're going to have to write a well-developed compare-contrast paragraph. You're going to need to make sure that it has unity, that it's focused on one main idea. You're going to need to make sure that it has a focused topic sentence. You're going to need to make sure that it has specific and adequate support. You're going to need to make sure that it has coherence, right? So the more practice you put into these assignments, the idea is that it'll be a little easier for you to craft that paragraph in week 5 and then in week 6. And maybe you're going to score really well on it the first time around and you won't need to do any revisions on it. So this assignment here in particular is great practice for that. But don't stress out about it. Just do your best. okay? It's due Sunday at 11:59. If you have any questions or run into any problems, let me know. Otherwise, good luck with it.